Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile. We are playing in the Bestiary League as a solo self-found Spectral Shield Throw, a Juggernaut. And today, the map has been blessed with Arid Lake Shaper presence. So we're gonna run Arid Lake. It's gonna be the first time, but we're gonna go a little all out here. No extra quality, I rarefied it. It's massively overkill for a tier 2 map, but hey, first Shaper thing, I just wanna maximize the quantity. And I hope that maybe a Shaper item drops, since I haven't got any yet. So, fun little detail. This one has physical reflect, 13% to be precise. And I think that we can take it. So, if you have a look at the tooltip damage for Spectral Shield Throw, the damage ranges from 23 to 3500. Let's say we get hit at the top end, that's 3500. Let's say all of the damage applies, 13% of it is reflected. Now that's about 450 damage. So if we then have a look at our armor, 450 damage versus about 1000 armor. It's roughly a 30x multiplier there. So we would have a roughly 75% mitigation against it. Then on top of that, of course, we always have endurance charges. So that, often we also have fortify up. So most of the time we will actually be mitigating damage at 90% efficiency. So 450 becomes 45. Our natural life regen alone is all 309. And of course now we do multiple attacks per second. Now if you get going, it's 3 attacks per second. Those shards, they fly out, they hit other things for 3/4 I think of the base damage. So there's going to be multiple things, but the damage for each is going to be very efficiently mitigated by armor. On top of that, we have a high block chance, 56%. We have a 15% chance to evade. We have relatively efficient means of applying blind. On top of that, we have Sulfur Flask. On top of that, we have, as a Juggernaut, we have Unbreakable. So the more physical damage we mitigate, the more regen we're gonna get. So I think, based on all of that, that reflect should be doable. So I'm actually just very eager to get started and see if, based on this theoretical approach, if the practice is going to agree with me. So in addition to the reflect, we will get ranged monsters. Monsters will have a chance to avoid elemental ailments. I only do non-elemental ailments, so I don't care. Boss deals increased damage. The unique boss also has increased attack and cast speed. Monsters have increased accuracy rating, so mitigate the evasion rating a little bit, as well as mitigating blind a little bit. And also my dodge chance is unlucky. Good thing is I never dodge, so I don't really care either. So 5 mods, 2 of which completely don't apply. The other 3 are going to be fun. So let's do this. I'll try and start cautiously.
Water vanishes, an impromptu prison becomes a tomb.
Okay, nice, a golden plate. Okay, so single enemies, my life really doesn't care. So against larger groups, life doesn't care. Okay. So let's go a little more all out to capture that one.
Look upon this capture with pride,
Cool.
Exile. You hunt well.
I think we have enough sturdiness to just shrug off a physical reflect, which is a very nice property, actually. Also, already filled up with items. This is going to be a fun loot run. So I'll just chuck this into the bin here and then continue. And already nearly maxed out again. Right. So, Arid Lake. So if I just gonna try in multiple setups, see if you can just get some larger groups together. If if I hit multiple enemies at a time and they hit me, then damage might compound in interesting ways. But the default case appears to be that it simply doesn't matter. Which is good, which is very, very, very good. Okay, you got a bubble, so I need to be in your bubble. Right. Damage is going up, we got frenzy charges, we got blood rage, we got all the things that increase damage. Okay, simple still net, that's the lowest tier of the mapping ones. That's the ones we're using. I did update the highlighting of my loot filter a little bit. So they're now white, yellow, reddish colored. Necro nets will be greenish. Okay, there is no rare, so you're just gonna die. And enough things are dropping that I actually wanna go back to town and empty my pockets. Or town, no, replace that with a hideout. I'll probably assign a name to it more often. Okay, like that. Oh, nice, 6 sockets. So last league I did manage to find a very nice glove that had a global chance to apply blind, which now is actually what got me onto the blind bandwagon and made me realize that blind is actually pretty decent as a defensive layer, because I always just disregarded it. But no, blind just cuts the chance to get hit in half, which is pretty darn nice. So even if enemies have normally a 100% chance to hit you, after that it's going to be 50%. If they don't have a 100% chance to hit you because you have evasion, it's going to be nice. Oh, and look at that. One shaper item. I don't even care that we actually killed a yellow here. Okay, taking some damage. Not due to reflect, but simply due to the firepower dealt by the opposing beasties. And once we manage to take out said beasties, let's have a look at what we scored. Wait, you, with the fireball there. Stop throwing. Yes, thank you. What did we get? Slink boots. Lightning resistance. Movement speed. Unaffected by chilled ground. That must be the Shaper's mods. And indeed, it is. Okay, so evasion, not entirely my cup of tea, but as a first, it's okay. I mean, main reason it's not my cup of tea is here because I don't use green gems. So it would be very difficult to get useful gems on there. Or, no, replace difficult with just expensive in terms of chromes. And let's go into the arena. If I remember correctly, this is one of those angry Roa fights. My chaos resistance is in a pitiful state, so this is gonna be hilarious. If the boss actually gets corrupted by the Shaper, it's going to be more hilarious. We'll see how this turns out. But still, no, I have to. I'm just morally obligated to kick all the Roa nests. I mean, I am a horrible exile after all. And I just like the loot. Hello.
What's this? A little mouse running in my maze. I hope you've said your prayers and lost your faith. The gods do not answer us here.
I killed all the gods, so duh. Okay, what's worse than a Roa? A Roa with frostballs. Okay. I can tank it. That's actually a massive improvement over previous builds. Because it has a degen aura around it, which is usually not great for your health. But in this case, if I can just tank it.
Little mouse. But there are far worse things lurking in these realms.
Gained a bunch of bonus reputation with Zana, which is nice. Got myself a beach map. And a boatload of new and wonderful items. But there are still plenty more mobs to go after. Let's see. Nope, just chuck all the things in here. All of those. I actually keep this one apart just to make sure I don't accidentally sell it, because that would be unfortunate. I mean, it's probably not going to be used by the builds, but still, I like collecting those things. And look at all the loot. This is just no good reward for a job well done. The game acknowledges this. And if you sell that one and we pick up the thin items, that's even better. I like the thin items. Okay, and we can do that. I think we had more portals. Yeah, I see 2 more portals. Okay. Then let's just pick up what I can and then continue with the murdering spree. Like that. We put that one there, we put this one here. And there's space for some small items in between. But yeah, tankiness, it's good. It's very convenient. Because normally those ROAs, they could wreck you. But if you have enough regen, if you have enough leech, if you have enough just of everything, then you can get away with ignoring a lot of mechanics. Or you could get away with being slower to respond to mechanics. That's a different way of phrasing it. I mean, ignoring mechanics is a much stronger claim than being able to just respond slowly to it. Ooh, fun. Yeah. Okay, so here, where I got myself surrounded by like 10 or so of these dudes, that's where my health was just jumping up and down a little bit, because probably all the projectiles we're doing. Oh wow, Divine Vessel. Those are incredibly rare. And rare to the tune that I think the league where they were introduced, I found 2 in like 200 plus map runs, if not 300 plus map runs. So yeah, they're rare. But I'm happy I actually got one early on, so just having a look. 10% chance to avoid projectiles could be neat. Chance to dodge attacks and spells if you've been hit recently. Avoid projectiles that have chained. Oh, fun stuff. Oh, actually, my intention was to add the Soul of Yugul to this one, because now we have Reflect, figured out, let's reduce Reflect damage, but we didn't even end up needing it. So that's nice. Soul of Shikari, poison immunity could be pretty neat. Because that's just one of the weaknesses of the build, is then compensated for a little bit. We'll see. That's I've got options now. Normally, if you don't have the Divine Vessels, then you can just ignore those options, because if you can't capture them, then, well, they'll never benefit you. Okay, so we are dex bound there for Blood Rage, so we'll just keep that one at the level that is at. If I ever increase my dex by a significant amount, might add a level or 2. Because it is, no, after all, it is just a damage increase that you get from it. Ooh, look, there's a beastie there. I was too slow. I'm just so strong, I don't even realize what my own power is. Which is partially true. I mean, let's be incredibly real here. Damage of this build is nothing spectacular. There's plenty of builds that are much more powerful. But I've also played builds that were much weaker this early in the game and in maps. Oh, that's actually a nice one. There's one more beastie, maybe in the corner there. Or not? No, there is just the one beastie that got away. Okay, I do want that one. So let's just pop up and down. Okay, put that one back. Currency, currency, currency. And I think this one went into the fragments. Yes, so I actually have a vessel. Last map, pick up the one item. It is a chrome, I'm low on chromes. So that's good. And there really is no place, obviously, that I have missed. No. Okay. Then that beastie does get away. No, might as well just
want something?
sell it. Cool. Okay, so it is now over here on the tier 3 map in the bottom. I don't actually have another tier 2 map, so it's gonna be a tier 1 map. So graveyard or dungeon? Graveyard or dungeon? Let's do graveyard. We're just sticking with the let's try to do 2 maps in a single episode theme here. So this one on monsters have a chance to avoid bleeding. That is relevant. It's only 25%. You know what? I'll just actually alt it. Alt it. Reduced extra damage from crits. That's okay. I don't really care. Monsters can't be taunted and can't be slowed. I don't care. So this is just a plain vanilla map with free quantity. And then we run a graveyard for the unlock. A powerful Devourers. And talk with Sana. I forgot to talk with Sana. 2 yellow beasties. That's fun. Ooh, powerful Devourers, of course, are capturable. It's just potentially a problem if I manage to not take one down fast enough. Okay. This one goes faster than the other, so I can actually just capture it. Let's put a totem there, do some shouting, do a little bit more damage. Throw the net. Cap it, and then I can just focus on the other one. Oftentimes situations like this, you focus on one, you accidentally murder the other one. Less than desirable. These guys though, they are pretty sturdy. So you have ample time to whittle them down. And silly goose. So it was so close, and yet it managed to get out. Oh, okay, you are a little distraction. Oh, you're gonna get close. That's unfortunate. Okay, it is no longer enraged, I think. So let's throw the net and then murder it. And as I said, now the other one as a side effect just croaked. Okay, and let's focus a little bit less on loot. Fagin, yeah, you want to get murdered, sure. There you go. And that is triple the rewards. That's another prophecy that triggered. Okay, so let's just leave that for what it is. And ooh, there's an orange beastie in here. There. Oh, am I fast enough? Yes, I am fast enough. Marvelous. Astral plates, that's actually not a bad deal either.
You are captured, stupid beast.
Potentially worthwhile to do something with. I mean, getting some resist from your body armor, of course, means you can lower the resistance requirement on some of your other gear. Alternatively, now considering these are maps that occasionally have some curses floating about, not being as susceptible to elemental resistance reduction curses, it's pretty neat. So this is the mid tier, level 60 to 75. It is much yellower. That's the low level version. Now once you start doing, I think it's tier 4 plus maps. Then of course you want the yellow ones. I was too fast, or too late with throwing the net for the left one. It seems like the nets are effectively self-replenishing. I'm not complaining about that. And damage your clock. Okay, totem, random rare, and we got, ooh, brittle poacher, nice. That is a storm cloud. A bow that does lightning damage. Oh, so far in terms of both damage and tankiness, tier 1, tier 2 maps. No, at the vanilla state that I'm running them, they're fine. Once we start doing them with mods like increased damage or multiple increased damages or high crit rate and things like that, then of course incoming damage is going to be more severe, and that's going to be a better test of my tankiness. Or simply going to higher tier maps will of course put a little bit more stress on the tank as well, and that's where you get the true test of the builds. Until then, we're playing on easy mode. 11 stacks of corrupting blood, and I was distracted and actually killed 2 devourers. Oh, it's so easy to get distracted and accidentally murder beasties. That's a good thing, I already have most devourer types, I think. Okay.
This one is captured.
Okay, let's actually just empty the pockets here. Just to get rid of all the things. Wait, this one's potentially usable. Put that one in here. It's a unique, it's a low level unique. So it goes into the box with low level uniques. Every once in a while I still go to the beast crafting place to try and craft some uniques. Still trying to get a magnate belt, but haven't really gotten too many beasties that allow me to drop belts. And ideally, actually, I should go back to lower levels and hunt down low level mobs, so the pool of different belts that could roll is actually smaller. But well, going back to lower level areas just to grind out yellow mobs and hoping to get lucky is, well, not something I want to do too much of, let's put it that way. Would have been nice at lower levels to just get it organically. Or maybe I should start another character for this league. Oh, third character. Because then, of course, I have another opportunity to just capture all kinds of low-level beasties and actually have them be relevant. Okay, arena. There's still plenty of mobs remaining, but it's a relatively large map and I don't really want to do the backtracking. We got the cathedral here, we got the corner there, so it's not too much afterwards. So I think they swapped this around. Not sure if it's not just one boss or the 3. Champion of Frost, yeah, now we got the 3, okay. So we got okay, you're an archer. I think I'm just gonna murder you first. Union of Souls. Yeah. That makes you annoying. Okay, Union of Souls, Champion of Frost. And then the last one is the Champion of Thunderskull, yes. And we get a tier 2 map. Wonderful. And this is the top tier strong steel net. That is going to be useful for red maps. So for now, I'm just capturing them and I'm not using them. I'm now trying to squeeze as much as possible from the simple steel nets. Golem, of course, a bit the dust, because that's what golems do. Let's see. Yeah. Decent amount of smallish items. So once again, more emptying of pockets. Oh. You're not the one I wanted to talk to. I wanted to talk to the stash. Can you talk to stashes? Sure. You can talk to anything. It's when they start talking back is when you have to get a little worried. Okay. And we continue on our merry way. So there's a back entrance here. Let's use that one to clear out the cathedral, or what's left of it. Lots of mobs here. Lunar Devotees. Okay. Oh, kind of funny. They just shoot a single frost projectile that seems to explode on impact. Still not as cool as the frost sentinels. The blue tapestries. They have a shooting pattern. They shoot just one bolt, then they shoot two bolts, and then they shoot three bolts. And if you raise them as specters, and you got three of them, then you're just seeing a lot of projectiles fly about. It's actually really, really nice to have those as specters. And of course, now it helps to freeze some enemies as well, and that's always fun. My frozen enemies don't shoot back. Hey, hello there, Devourer. I'm gonna capture you for a change. Waha!
You have been captured, beast. You will be a survivor.
And I think... Did I hear the map drop sound? I think I might have heard it. I imagined it. Ah, there's no map drop sound. I just imagined it small. Too bad. Right, there's still 50 plus mobs remaining, so with a bit of luck I might actually just squeeze some map drops out. But the question is, where the heck are they hiding? Because I did explore most of the map. Okay, so then I ran around the edges. But, oh, and there, of course, they're all hidden on the ground, because that's what gravel eaters do. Wonderful. And zombies. Yes, everything was buried here. Okay. 29, that's a bit of a significant amount to just leave be. So could it be that on the other side of the cathedral something similar happened? No, not really. Okay, well, there's just a lot of lucky duckies today. Yeah, we... Oh, you actually had add-ons? I never even realized. Or not consciously. Okay, these items are very large. Now, in terms of just item space, just pick up the smaller items. You can actually just ferry out a lot more loot this way. And that's it. So, talk to Zana. Let's actually do that. Yeah, I skipped it because I don't have her in my hideout yet. So, she does count as one of your masters, which is a little unfortunate.
Ready for the hunt?
So, Tora, goodbye. Nothing personal, and once I hit Elrion at 7, I can upgrade this place, and then I'll get everybody back. But until then, well, gotta get a Zana, of course. Hello. Okay, so we invite you to the hideout. And, oh, look at that. Arid Lake has once again been possessed, and the thing over here as well. But I did grab a higher tier, but I think it was a different map.
I'd like to keep my map.
Yay, map device. I already have one, but thank you for offering. Now the wonderful part, getting access to new tiers of maps. So alleyways, I don't have those yet. Arid Lake I have, but it is also, oh, once again it has been touched by the Shaper, so buying a map, not a bad deal. And no, actually just go for the rare, so I don't have to scour Alkit. And it's all these. Okay, so once she gets to the next tier, or whenever you do her dailies, these resets. So no shopping these, just double checking. It is always nice. It's a little unfortunate you can't see if you've cleared maps in here, because of course in your map you can. But what I usually do is now have a chat. Let's actually put you a bit closer, Zana. Come over, come a little closer. I won't bite.
Learn anything new?
Then, no, just have a look, and then per tier, like, okay, for tier 1 we got a lookout and we got the dungeon. And then, no, in the stash, have a look for tier 1 dungeon. I haven't completed it yet, but I do have maps. But if I didn't have maps and I hadn't completed it yet, then obtaining one from Zana would have been a good deal. And no, I just go
How are your
through
maps?
all the maps that she offers that way to make sure that I got copies of all the maps to make it easier to unlock things and no, make it easier to get some progress. For white maps and yellow maps until like tier 6, tier 7, that works. After that you usually grind to a halt and you really need to do some dedicated farming. But getting up to speed and crunching through white maps is generally very easy because of Zana. But for now, I think we have done enough. So we've completed Arid Lake with Shaper, we've completed the Graveyard. So those maps can now drop whenever those tiers would be appropriate. Just gonna do the next run of Arid Lake just in between episodes. And then next time it's probably useful to get started on the alleyways working towards here, because this one often gets enchanted. So having this corner of the map unlocked is going to be helpful. And of course, there's this Zana daily that's still available, so that might also be a good one to do. He resets her inventory, gets her to level 3, so get 1 extra percentage of quality on all maps. But no, that's all for the future. For now, I'm simply going to thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.